there, my name is Rosie from Rosie's Online Piano Studio. I'm making these videos for my students who are preparing for exams, and I hope you enjoy them. If you do like this video and would like to have more videos about theory, please like and subscribe so that you can see any new videos that I post. My contact details are rosemary@gmail.com and pianopei.com, and you can find me on Facebook as well. Today I'll be looking at major scales. I'm not going to look at them in the traditional sense of key signatures, sharps and flats. I'm going to look at them purely from the point of view of whole steps and half steps. It's wonderful to see how the world of music is built 100% on patterns, and that these patterns are consistent and always hold true. I will only be looking at major scales today. The following two videos will be about minor scales, both harmonic and melodic scales, so keep your eyes open for those. Let's get a start. Before we start, I need to talk about half steps and whole steps. I'm going to use this little keyboard to show you half steps and whole steps. Now, first of all, half steps have a number of names, depending on who you ask. Half steps can be called half tones, they can be called semitones. Sometimes I call them baby steps, which is obviously not correct. Let's have a look at a half step. A half step, now remember, when we go up on the keyboard we go right, and when we go down we go left. We do not go up from white to black, or from a white key to the black key. We go to the right for black, for up, and to the left for down. If we go up a half step on the keyboard, we go from the first key that we're on to the very next key to get a half step. This, from B to C, is a half step. From C to C sharp is a half step. From C sharp to D is a half step, and so forth and so on. A whole step then would be two half steps. A whole step can also be called a whole tone. So from C, one step, two steps to D. That is a whole step. Let's take another example. If we go from E and we go one step, two steps, that brings us to F sharp. That is a whole step. So it is irrelevant whether the keys are white or black. What do I mean by that? Well, look at the piano in a horizontal fashion. From here to here is a half step. From here to here is a half step. From here to here, from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, so forth and so on. All right, what does that mean for us in terms of scales? Well, scales have a pattern. I'm going to use the C major scale first, just to show you what the pattern is. As most of you probably know, the C major scale has no sharps or flats. There is our C major scale. Now, another thing that's important to know is about the degrees of the scale. Now, degree just means numbers. Each note in the scale has its own number. There's number 1, degree 2. I'm not going to keep putting these little caps on. I find them, to be honest, rather annoying. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now let's look at this very carefully. From C to D, we have a whole step. Why do I say that? Well, let's look again. One step, two steps, right? From D to E, I have one step, two steps. For that reason, I say that I have another oopsie daisy, another whole step. Now watch out carefully. From E to F, I have only one baby step, one half step, one semitone. So very important, between 3 and 4, I have a half step. Now let's keep going. From 4 to 5, oopsie daisy, get my colors mixed up. From 4 to 5, whole step. From 5 to 6, whole step. From 6 to 7, whole step. So let's have a look at that. There's my whole step, there's my whole step, there's my whole step. But from 7 to 8, I have a half step. In the major scale of C major, we have a half step between 3 and 4 and 7 and 8. Now here's what's brilliant about this. This holds true for all my scales. So I'm going to pick a mean and nasty scale. I'm going to pick F sharp major. I'm going to pretend like I've never seen this one before. Why do I say it's mean and nasty? Well, it's filled with all kinds of sharps. I am going to use only my half steps and my whole steps to figure out what is in the scale. Now just to remind you that my half steps are between 3 and 4 and 7 and 8. Now, all right, let's see if this holds true. F sharp from 1 to 2, whole step. From 2 to 3, whole step. Now watch out, because from 3 to 4, I have my half step. Okay, we're going to test this and see if this works. From 4 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to 5, I have a whole step. 5 to 6, whole step. 6 to 7, whole step. 7 to 8, ooh, another half step. Now let's see if this works. Well, boy oh boy, if that doesn't sound like a major scale. I picked the nasty one so that you could see how the pattern leads us to the answer that complex theory will take us. We don't always have to be complicated in music. We can take baby steps sometimes, literally. Here's a little screenshot of a major scale. If you wanted to screenshot that, you could. There you go, major scales. Every single major scale will work on the same pattern of half steps and whole steps. Isn't that amazing? See you soon.